Alright, good day everyone. So we are down to the next separation process, which is called the solid liquid extraction, or what we call leaching. Okay, so this is our third separation process that we going to discuss. We already had the distillation, and then we had the gas absorption and stripping. Uh, Today we were going to tackle about solid liquid extraction. So of course we need to define first what is leaching or the solid liquid extraction. So it is the extraction of a soluble constituent from a solid by means of a solvent. Okay, so this is not our typical separation process that we already tackled, since distillation and gas absorption and stripping dealt with different fluids, right? So in this type of separation process, the leaching, we have to deal with a solid and a liquid. Okay, and as a definition again, the soluble material is dissolved from its mixture with an inert solid by means of a liquid solvent. So the main purpose, or what we want to achieve in this type of separation process, is to leach out or to separate the solute from a, a, a solid particle that we have using an appropriate liquid solvent. So imagine a bag of tea. Okay, we have your bag of tea and then a hot water. And when you dip those bag of tea into the water, we leach out the tea from the mixture with the solid there, right? So that is a very good example, a visualization of what leaching is. Okay, so it is also crucial to note, okay, to understand that we need to select an appropriate liquid solvent, okay, for the solute to be separated from the solid matrix. Okay, so we have a very particular type of leaching we call washing. So in this type of leaching process, we utilize water as the solvent. Okay, now what is the principle of operation of the solid liquid extraction? First, we need to contact and then separate and then extract. So what happens in the contact part? Okay, so our solid matrix that contains our solid and then the solute that we want to separate from the liquid must be contacted with the appropriate liquid solvent. Okay, and then next is to separate. Okay, na contact sila. Now the liquid solvent should dissolve the solute from the solid matrix that we have. Okay, so it is the separation of the desired substance from solid matrix using the appropriate solvent that we have. Okay, and the next, we need to extract the desired substance from the collection. When we already separated the solute from the solid using an appropriate solvent, the next thing to do is to extract or to separate again the solvent to separate the solute from the solvent that we use. Okay, so typically, this extraction process, we utilize another type of separation process we call the liquid-liquid extraction, where we deal with both liquids to separate a solute from another liquid. Okay, so in the latter time of the separation process principles course, we will be discussing in detail about liquid-liquid extraction. For now, let's just leave it like that. Okay, and then um, as the principle of operation, sometimes and in the industry we have the batch, semi-batch, or continuous, and it may operate at elevated temperature, and flow is essentially cross current or counter current based on what we have as the raw material and what we have as the solvent or what we want to achieve overall. Okay, and the amount of solute material removed is often greater than ordinary filtration washing, and the properties of solids may change considerably during the leaching operation. Well, the leaching process must have begun with the filtration process already, but it is not a very it is not very efficient, since it is not the appropriate time, it is not the appropriate equipment for that. We may have leach, but we cannot recover. Okay, we cannot recover much of the solute that we want to recover. So leaching process, it is a separate equipment where we have different types of leaching operations, leaching equipment to remove a solute from the solid. Okay, all right. So what are the important factors to be considered when we operate a leaching equipment? Okay, so we need to consider the particle size. We need to know if the particle size of what we want to put into leaching is, very small or large. Okay, so ang pinaka gusto naman natin na mangyari is to maximize the contact area of the solvent to the solid, to remove and efficiently separate the solute that have to be removed from the so, solid matrix. Okay, so we need to consider also the particle size. Of course, one thing to remember again is to select an appropriate solvent for the solute to be dissolved. Dapat isipin natin kung ano yung solvent na talagang very soluble yung solute natin doon. Okay? And then we also consider temperature, since solubility has something to do with temperature also. Right? Yan. So what will happen if the temperature is higher than the usual operation, di ba? It might have to dissolve, but it degrades the solute that we want. Okay, so we need to know also what is the optimum temperature for that. And some leaching equipment has agitation. Okay, but since it is also the important factor to be considered, since we need to know if how agitated it must be, or kung dapat sobrang bilis ba or ganito lang kabagal, ganun. Okay? So these are the three important factors that aid in leaching. Okay, so I have already mentioned the temperature, the contact area and time, and solvent selection uh, during the first during the slide kanina. Okay, so just to reiterate again, temperature is adjusted to optimize the solubility and mass transfer. Okay, and the contact time and area, it has something to do with the solid particle talaga. Okay, um, it needs to be crushed, finer pieces, so that the contact area should the contact area is maximized, and maximizing the contact area, we minimize the contact time. Okay, So we also have to consider kung gaano ba katagal mag-i-stay yung solid natin sa solvent, 'di ba? So ayun. And then the solvent selection. It is a very important factor that we really need to consider. Okay? Hindi lang basta-basta na, okay, we have oil, di ba, sa seeds natin, di ba? And you use water. So, hindi siya soluble. Water cannot dissolve oil. So, you need to select an appropriate solvent for the oil to be uh, dissolved. Okay, so that's why you have to have initial knowledge on the solubility, right? Okay. All right, so what is the process overview? So although we are already guided with the three main steps on the principles of operation, um, we have here in a typical leaching operation, the solid mixture to be separated consists of particles, inert, so insoluble carrier B, and solute A. So we denote the inert insoluble carrier as the B and solute as the A. If we have the solid matrix that contains the solid and the solute, yung inert doon, we denote it as the B, and yung solute, we denote it as the A. Okay? The solvent, okay, we denote it as the C, and it is added to the mixture to selectively dissolve A. Okay? So the overflow of from the stage is free of solids and consists only of the solvent and the dissolved A. So this is our assumption that when we added the solvent from the mixture of the inert insoluble carrier B at saka yung solute A, dapat C and A lang ang makikita sa final na sa product natin sa ating leaching. Okay, yung matitira lang ay yung yung inert natin, and dapat walang solids o walang inert na mapupunta dun sa mixture of the solvent at saka yung uh, solute. So, yun dapat ang hindi mangyari. Okay? So, the underflow consists of the slurry of liquid of similar composition in the liquid overflow and the inert insoluble solid carrier B. So, you have to picture it like this. Okay? So, if we have an equipment consisting of the particles here inside, okay, and we have introduced it to a solvent, okay, right? Kapag tinanggal natin yung liquid diyan, it must only consist of the solvent at saka yung solute. Okay? And of course, sa operation natin, kahit tinanggal natin yung C at A, mayroon pa ring matitirang solution dito. Okay? Ang sinasabi dito sa ating bullet 4, yung composition of the itong part na to, the extract, we call it extract, okay, must be the same as the composition na naiwan sa slurry natin. Okay? So, yun ang ibig sabihin ng bullet 4 natin. Okay? So, in an ideal leaching equilibrium stage, it is assumed that all solute A is dissolved by solvent C. So, every solute from the solid that we have here, it must be dissolved by the solvent. Okay, that is the ideal leaching equilibrium stage. So, of course, yun ang gusto nating mangyari. We recover as much as possible yung mga solute na meron sa ating solid matrix. Okay? And of course, none of the inert insoluble solid carrier B ay madidissolve. So we need, yeah, so I have already reiterated that that it is very crucial to select an appropriate solvent na very soluble yung solute doon, pero hindi na dissolve yung solid doon. Okay? So, that is very crucial. And in an ideal leaching equilibrium stage, none of this carrier B, the inert, should be dissolved and go into the extract that we have. Dapat C and A lang ang nasa extract natin. Right? So, the mass ratio of the liquid, solid to liquid in the underflow is dependent on the type of the equipment used and the properties of the two phases. So, in the underflow, okay, let's just put here. Okay. So, the underflow, it is referred to the slurry, okay? It is referred to as the meron yung slurry dyan, yung underflow. Yung overflow kanina, yun yung nandun na yung solute natin. Okay, the point of this first bullet is the mass ratio of the solid that is in the slurry to the liquid that is in the slurry is dependent on the type of equipment na ginamit and of course the properties of the two phases, yung solid at saka yung liquid, the solvent mismo. Okay? Because we have different types of leaching equipment and I will introduce it to you in a short while. Okay? Here, leaching is essentially countercurrent. Countercurrent siya. So in industrial leaching, solvent and solid are mixed, allowed to approach equilibrium, and the two phases are separated. Okay, so solvent is mixed into or there is already a solvent in a tank and then yung solid ang pupunta dun sa solvent natin depending on the type of the leaching equipment, okay? And they are allowed to sit there and to approach equilibrium. Okay? Yan, and then the two phases are separated. That's why in leaching you also have the equilibrium. Okay? Here, the solvent phase called the overflow, okay? Yung overflow becomes more concentrated as it contacts the stage-wise fashion, the increasingly solvent-rich solid. Okay? So, ang ating leaching din, may types na may stages din. So, if it is a countercurrent, as it goes, okay, for example, we have this as the orientation. If this is the solvent that we have as V, and we have this as the solid here, sa baba, underflow, and we have the overflow. Okay, as it passes through a stage, okay, may ibang stage ulit dito, okay, the concentration of this under overflow is rich in the solute. Okay, so that is the overflow. The underflow, it becomes less concentrated in soluble material. Okay, so kasi kinukuha ng ating overflow. Okay, that is the underflow and it contains your slurry. There are two main categories for leaching equipments. We have the percolation or the liquid added to the solids, and we have the dispersed solids as the solids added to the liquid. Okay, so percolation, the solvent is contacted with the solid in a continuous or batch method. So ito ay popular for extreme amounts of solids. Okay, so in a tank, we already have the solids here. Saka natin ilalagay yung solvent. Okay? Yan yung percolation natin. The dispersed solids or the solids added to the liquid, we already have the solvent in a tank. Saka naman yung particles yung ilalagay natin dyan. dito sa ating um, solvent. Okay? So, the solids are usually crushed into small pieces before being contacted with the solvent. So, this is popular. This is a popular leaching method when especially high recovery rate can economically justify typically higher operating costs. So, in here, the dispersed solids um, leaching category, okay, we have higher recovery, okay, because the contact of the solvent to the solid matrix is maximized kasi parang whole surface area of the solid nandito ay covered by the solvent. Okay? But, of course, um, hindi siya pang mabilisan. Okay, yung percolation natin, you can leach solids with extreme amounts. Okay? Pero the recovery is lower. Okay? Lower than the dispersed. Okay? So these are the equipments na ginagamit sa industry natin. We have the fixed bed leaching, we have the moving bed, and the dispersed bed leaching. So isa-isahin natin. So sa fixed bed, in here we have already a fixed material here. Okay, we already have a fixed material or yung solid natin na ililitch natin. Sa example na to, we have the sugar beet. Okay, to extract the sugar from a plant called beet. Okay, we have a beet dito. Nandito na siya, fix siya dito. And then we have a hot water coming in. And then we have the sugar solution na. Okay, so this is actually used for extraction of sugar from sugar beet. It can also be used for extraction of tanning extracts from tan bark and extraction of pharmaceuticals from barks and seeds. Itong fixed bed natin. Okay, sa fixed bed contacting or percolation natin, we have two types. We have the spray percolation and the full immersed. Okay, so from the word alone, spray percolation. Okay, so the solvent that comes into the fixed bed is sprayed. Okay, so distributing it to the fixed bed that we have already. The full immersion naman, the salt is kept depth in the liquid for determined time. So meron tayong solid dito, the fixed bed, the particles that we want to leach, okay? And then meron tayong solvent na naka-immerse yan. Okay, and then we allow it to stay there for a time, predetermined time. Okay, and then ilalabas ang solution. Okay, so that we have the solution, the solvent, it comes in here. Okay, and then the solution outlet, it will come out here. Okay, so this is perforated dito sa baba para makapasok yung solvent natin. Okay, ayan. So, what is the moving bed naman? So, we have two figures here. It it is the source of this first picture is sa ating Jean Copley's. And ito naman, it is lifted from your McCabe. Okay, so in here, sa ating dito, how does it work? Meron kayong yung dry flakes natin, yung solid natin, galing dito sa taas. And then, mahuhulog dito, saka mahuhulog din naman dito. These individual trays here ay perforated or butas-butas yan sa ibaba para makalabas yung solvent. Okay, yung solvent natin ay papasok dito, contacting it with the dry flakes. And then, it will be leached out. Okay, then mahuhulog lang yung tubig dito, and then tataas ulit dyan. Okay? And then, we spray again dito para mas ma-recover. So, what we do here is to recover as much as many, okay, of the solute na meron sa ating dry flakes. So, ganun siya nagwo-work, ganyan. And then the liquid, it will be collected at the bottom. Okay, dito naman sa ating sa Bowman extractor din naman dito sa na picture galing sa Ginkgo please natin. So we have the solid here, okay? And mahuhulog yan dito sa tray na ito. And then moving yan, okay? Moving siya clockwise. So pag bababa ito, meron kang spray dito. Okay, spray ng solvent, and then the contacting is happening again here. Okay, of course, dapat may collection of the water sa baba. Okay, iikot yan, okay, hanggang sa time na ito ay babaliktad. So, yung solid naman ay mahuhulog dito, and then ito yung magko-convey palabas na. Okay, so sa next dito, mag-open ulit siya para open siya and then lalagyan ulit. So that is how the moving bed works. Okay? We have the Hinderbrand extractor here. This is lifted sa ating Ginkgo please. So, instead of the trays na moving, it consists of 3 screws conveyor that is arranged in a U shape. Okay, U shape siya. So, yung solvent natin ay bumababa dito habang ang feed naman natin ay tumataas gamit yung screw conveyors natin. Okay, so counter current sila, bababa yung dry, okay, and then tataas itong, so bababa siya dito, bababa yung solvent, so magmi-meet sila, and then yung leach na solid lalabas na dito. Okay, so this is also working. This is lifted sa ating McCabe din. Okay? So, pareho lang sila ng working mechanism. Itong solvent natin, tataas dito. Okay, contacting with the solid. Okay, screw din ito. Meron kang papasok na dry flakes dito. Okay? And then, you have your solvent plus the solute here. Okay? And then next we have the dispersed bed. Okay, so in here, uh, this is also called as the thickeners na tinatawag nating thickeners. So we have the feed that comes in here, and it is a conveyor, the solid here. Okay, and then papasok siya dito na may pumasok na fresh feed naman dito. Puno siya dati. And then, of course, bababa yan. We have our agitator here. And to scrape it from the bottom. And then, pump it, yung slurry natin. Papasok dito again. And disperse it here. And then, again, disperse it here, contacting with the fresh solvent. So, that's why dispersed bed siya kasi nagdi-disperse siya dito sa dito part. Okay? So this is the example of your dispersed bed. Now, what are the industrial applications of leaching? So, I have already mentioned yung sa sugar beet. This is your sugar beet. Okay? And it is the fixed bed is used to leach out the sugar from the solid part here dito. Okay, it's also used in the pharmaceutical industry to remove the oils, essential oils, ganon. Okay, of course using a appropriate solvent. It is also used sa metal processing industry, although this is not for personally, okay, I cannot encourage you here kasi mining ito, and binubungkal natin ang earth para makuha natin yung precious metals dito, okay, and then leach it from there, okay, and makukuha natin yung metals. Okay. Ayan, extraction of vegetable oil from nuts, beans, and seeds using organic solvents such as hexane. So, kapag oil yan, hexane ang gagamitin. So, it can also be used sa extraction of gold from ore. So, meron tayong partner na, hindi ata siya partner, company na pinag-OJT-han ng students natin dito. Okay, sa FCF Minerals. Okay, so gold mining industry sila nasa Nueva Vizcaya. So they use sodium cyanide to dissolve the gold from the ore, and then it is subjected to agitations, adding activated carbon in the mixture. Pag may activated carbon na yun, yung gold natin, okay, ay mapapasok or ma-adsorb sa ating activated carbon and then desorbed or leached using hot caustic soda solution. So this is a typical way to do this, okay? This is called the carbon in leach. Okay, yun ang ginagamit na method ng FCF Minerals. Well, I'm not sure kung ano yung pang-leach nila, pero usually ang pang-leach dun sa gold na na-absorb dun sa activated carbon ay hot caustic soda solution. Okay. So, this is the leaching equilibrium. So, the solvent forms a liquid solution. Carrier may be totally immiscible. So, dapat yung inert, the inert insoluble carrier B natin, it must be immiscible, okay, sa ating solvent. So, some solutions is normally retained by the solid, has the same composition as the liquid solution. So, I have already said this na yung the concentration or the composition of the overflow, okay, it must be the same as yung naiwan dun sa slurry na solution. Okay? And then, when the amount of retained solution is constant, the system is constant solution under flow. So, kapag ka mag-solve ng problem later on, may sasabihin na constant solution under flow. So, ibig sabihin nun, yung na-retain, yung amount ng na-retain na solution dun sa slurry ay constant. Okay, yung amount na nasa underflow ay constant. Otherwise, it is called variable underflow when the amount retained is a function of the concentration. Yung nag-iiba ang concentration. Okay? Okay. We have here the principles. Well, we have already, I have already said some of this kanina. Okay, so the stages numbered by flow direction of the solid. So, kapag galing siya sa stage 1, lalabas siya na ininame natin as 1, sub 1, ganon. Okay? Assumptions here, okay? So, nakasulat lahat dito. We have the solute free solid is insoluble sa solvent. So, sabi ko na yan, dapat the solid sa solid matrix natin, dapat ay hindi siya soluble doon sa ating solvent. Dapat yung solute lang ang soluble doon. The flow rate of solid is constant through the cascade. Okay, so flow rate of solid is constant through the cascade. Another, the solid is porous and inert. Okay? And then, the amount of solution retained by the solid in the slurry phase is dependent on the concentration, where concentration is dependent on the density and viscosity. Okay? So, we have what we call the constant underflow, diba? And then variable underflow na nasabi ko kanina. So, it has something to do with concentration. Okay, since the concentration, the density and viscosity of the solvent na pumapasok each stages of the equipment, it changes. So, thus, kapag na-change yun, mag-iiba yung concentration. Okay? Ayun. Pero, per single stage, we have an equilibrium kasi kung ano yung concentration ng na-retain dun sa slurry natin, sa underflow natin, ay the same as the concentration na lalabas sa overflow. Okay? So, other assumptions, the solvent amount is sufficient to dissolve all the solute in the entering solid. So, assumption na lahat dapat ay na-dissolve. So, there is no adsorption of the solute on the solid. Hindi dapat na-adsorb kasi kung na-adsorb yan, mahirap siya tanggalin. Okay? And the solution in the liquid phase, the overflow, is the same as the solution that remains in the solid matrix in the settled slurry, the underflow. Okay? Ayan. So, titigan nyo ng mabuti itong nakalagay dito sa ating single stage leaching. So, anong mapapansin nyo sa mga nakalagay dyan? Mga variables. Okay? You can pause the video and then think or titigan nyo muna kung ano ba ang pagkakaiba sa mga nakita na natin na variables. Okay? Yung assignment of variables sa ating distillation and gas absorption and stripping. Okay, so sasabihin ko na. Okay, bilangin niyo yung tama niyo. Okay, sa gas absorption and distillation natin, yung V natin, ang kasama niya dito ay Y, 'di ba? In terms of Y siya. Pero dito sa ating leaching, it is in terms of X. Okay? So, ano po yung napapansin natin? Meron tayong bagong variable na N. Okay? Hindi siya number of stages tong N, ha? Okay? Ito ay, it has something to do with the inert insoluble. Okay? Yung insoluble, yung inert natin. Okay? And, these X and Y natin ay usually, it is expressed in terms of mass percentage. Okay? Hindi siya mole fraction. It is in terms of mass percent. Okay? Sa single stage, sa leaching natin. Okay, so, the concentration of inert and insoluble B in the solution mixture or in the slurry mixture, it is calculated by, we have N is equal to kilogram of B over kilogram of A plus kilogram of C. Yung A natin, yan yung solute natin, ha. Yung B, that is the insoluble solid. C natin ay solvent. To calculate for the concentration of the inert, okay, that is in terms of kilogram of B over kilogram of A plus C. So, ang napapansin nyo dito, bakit hindi kasali yung kilogram of B sa ating denominator? Hindi talaga. Okay? So, ang gusto lang natin na malaman ay yung kasi imagine nyo, meron kayong extract na. Okay? And yun naman ang gusto natin eh. Wala tayong pakialam sa inert. Kung may extract na tayo, gusto rin naman natin malaman kung meron bang nasama na inert sa extract. Okay? So, wala sila dito. Wala yung kilogram B sa ating denominator. Okay? To calculate for the XA and YA, where your XA, it is the weight fraction of solute in the overflow. Okay? Overflow to, ha? So, it is kilogram of A over kilogram of A plus C. Okay? Sa ating overflow. Dito naman sa ating weight, yung YA natin, it is the weight fraction of solute A on the solid B free basis. Okay? So, walang kilogram of B dito kahit underflow ito. Okay? Walang nakalagay na kilogram of B sa denominator natin. And it is computed as the kilogram of A or the mass of solute over the mass of solution sa underflow. Okay? What is the N and YA sa ating entering solid feed? Okay? Yung N natin, okay, it is equal to the kilogram of B over kilogram of A. Again, wala pang kilogram of C dito kasi it is the entering solid feed. At hindi natin sinasama ang kilogram of B dito sa denominator natin when we compute for the percent, the concentration of the inert in the mixture. Okay? YA is equal to 1. Okay, so dito yung pure ang ating solid feed. Okay? So, dito naman sa ating entering solvent, ang N natin 0. Of course, walang inert dyan. Okay? Yung XA naman nating wala ding solute dyan. Kasi, papasok pa lang yan na pure. Pure pa lang siya. Diba? Hindi pa siya nadungisan ng kasalanan. Okay? Hindi pa siya na nag-contact dun sa ating feed. So, pure pa siya. Alright? So, this ends the first lecture video about leaching. And in the next lecture video that will be sent to you, we'll be tackling more about the single stage leaching, and we'll have calculations example sa single stage. Okay, we will utilize, okay, next time na lang sabihin ko. Okay, so thank you for listening. I hope you have learned something. You can just ask me or you can read the Jean Copley's book if you have other questions. Thank you very much.